Welcome. This is a session of Unit 4 of the subject Advanced Machining Processes, which is for the final year, Savitribai Phule Vidyapeeth Mechanical Engineering syllabus. We are going to deal with micro machining and nanofabrication techniques. And for this particular video, our learning outcomes are get familiar with the basic ideas of micro machining and nanofabrication. Also understand the need of micro machining and nanofabrication in today's industry, and we are also going to discuss the challenges in these processes, micro machining and nanofabrication. So according to this, our contents are introduction, need, and challenges of micro machining and nanofabrication techniques. So micro machining is manufacturing the parts or components of size 10 to minus 6 meter, that is in microns. The part itself cannot is not to be needed in a microns. If the material remover or the pattern made on particular object is in the size of microns and has a finish of 10 to minus 6 meters, then it is also termed as micromachining. It is used for making MEM devices, which has lot of applications, and ICs, that is integrated circuits, which are mainly used in computers and mobiles, etc. Micromachining includes traditional machining also, which are modified with their tools and holders and tool dimensions and control precision and feedback loops, such as turning, milling, and laser machining. So they can be used for micro machining with some modifications. Unit metal removal and equipment precision are basically key to micro machining because we are machining in very small dimensions. Micromachining is also used for fabrication of microchannels, drug delivery systems, and microprobes in biotechnology application. So, micromachining processes are classified according to machining phenomenon. First is mechanical force, that is micro milling or micro grinding, which are used for the materials like ceramics, metals, and silicon materials, that is semiconductors. Then if the machining phenomenon is by ablation, that is heating and vaporization, then the micromachining processes can be excimer laser or femtosecond laser. These processes are used on ceramics and polymers. Then the another, which is more important kind, it is dissolution. This includes etching and electrochemical processes, which basically dissolves the workpiece material according to your shape required. Photochemical machining or lithography comes in this. It is used for the materials like glass, quartz, silicon, ceramics, and polymers. Now, nanofabrication. Nanofabrication can be of two types: submicro, that is 1 micron to 100 nanometers, or nanostructure, that is 100 to 1 nanometer range. These nanofabrication techniques are used for studying the different properties of materials at the nanoscale, as the properties of material at the nanoscale can differ from that of at the macro scale, that is our normal dimensions. Also, quantum mechanical phenomenon, for example, conductor equatization, band gap modification, Coulomb blockade, all this comes in quantum mechanics, that is studied at the nanoscale. So nanofabrication or nano components, nano patterns are required for this. Electrical optical device, when they are made at nanoscale, their performance is quite good. It We have seen different improvements, and they can be used for various purposes. So nanofabrication is used in that. Also, our computer size or our mobile size is reducing due to nanometer size transistors. Optical sources and detectors having nanometer size can exhibit lower threshold current and improved dynamic behavior, which improves the emission width in quantum dot lasers. Most of nanofabrication techniques are thus used in computation and communication devices to reduce the size and improve the performance. While fabricating a nanomaterial or a nano component, we use two approaches. The first is top-down approach, that is, the material start with a bulk of the material required, and It removes layer by layer to get the required nanoparticle or nano component we want. So it is basically like machining. It is just removing the layers in the nanoscale. The second approach is bottom up approach. In this, the required part is built by assembly of the subatomic particles or atomic particles. Smaller building blocks are used to cluster together and adhere together to form the nano component, that is called as bottom up approach. So it is basically lithography or pasting on top of one another. So what is the need of this micro machining and nano fabrication? Because nowadays high tech and fast progressing industries uses following components, that is a complex 3D components, for example turbine blades. Then most of the components can have micro scale features, that is filter having sieve size of few microns or having high number of holes in the microns dimension. Then superior properties of materials are required in different industries now, that is high strength, corrosion resistance, high heat resistance and high hardness. So at the nano or micro scale we can improve this properties effectively. Nano and micro level surface finish are also required in different applications like turbulated cooling holes in engine or dies or turbine blades. So for achieving this level of finish, you use either micro machining process or nano fabrication for coating. Then microfluidic channels of glass, quartz and ceramics are used in many industries. So where we use this micro machining and nano fabrication techniques, we use them in final finishing operations, the components where the high precision is needed, where the interchangeability of components is important, and it can also be used for improving the quality control and longer fatigue or wear life. High precision finishing, that is a super finishing process, are usually micro machining or nano machining processes. The last topic for this session is what are the challenges in micro machining or nano fabrication. The first and foremost, which will be a repetitive topic, it is a high cost of process equipment. Mostly micro machining and nano fabrication processes are expensive, and most of them are used in research field. Also, micro fabrication, micro machining or nano fabrication are highly sensitive to environmental condition because dust or temperature or humidity affects this processes tremendously, as the machining of the particle which we are doing is in the size of the water vapor in the atmosphere, or it is comparable to the size of dust. Strict standardization is needed in the micro machining and nano fabrication, which increases the cost of quality control. This is important when the mass production is considered. Then for analyzing the equipments from or the components from during micro machining and nano fabrication, we use characterization techniques such as micro nanomaterials metrology, which is SEM, TEM, or uh, STM, scanning tunneling microscope. All these characterization techniques are quite expensive and their operating cost is also more. Micro tool holders and micro tools are need to be made for these operations, which has again the same problem, that is their manufacturing is difficult and costs more. Also, in this field there is a less available research and less available data or micro or nano wear or fractures failure, which makes it difficult to predict the life of the component or life of the tool. So these are the major challenges in micro machining and nano machining. Our session ends here, and so thank you for being here. The micro machining or nanofabrication processes like lithography or photochemical machining or ultrasonic micro machining are covered in the other videos of this same channel. Kindly visit them for better understanding of this unit. Thank you.